Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Eggplant Podcast, a podcast where we Eggplants talk about stuff. I'm Konika Marie Itoshiki.
Shinzo Blue.
Chaotic.
Yes.
That is all.
Okay. We're back after a week, though technically we did have an episode, but with Unchattable.
Yep, just unfortunately Chaotic could not make it to that one.
I was hidden in plain sight. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, then I guess you hid very well then.
I see. Anyways, how are your guys' weeks?
Kind of slow, really.
Chaotic?
Pretty slow as well. Pretty slow on my end.
Yeah. Mine has been also pretty slow for me. I just beat Persona 5 Royal. It is my GOAT. And I just finished Resident Evil 3 Kino game. And I'm almost done with Gravity Rush Remastered. I got the first game on PS4 as well as the sequel, which I never played besides its demo. And yeah, I can't wait.
Nice. Gravity Rush was definitely fun. I mean, I beat the game on the Vita myself.
I did too, a very long time ago. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, just unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that kind of happens in the game.
Yeah, there's like lots of plot points that just appear out of nowhere, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but again, just at least, yeah. Still a good game though.
Yeah, I played Gravity. I first heard of Gravity Rush ever since. Ever since like 2013, and I think it was around the time. It was summer of 2013, so it was before I got into middle school. I bought this game. I don't know if everybody has heard of it. It's called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It's alright, but one of the characters caught my attention, and that was a cat. I mean, then again, PS All-Stars also introduced me to other series like Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, etc. But Gravity Rush was raised my eyebrows, so I decided to give the game a look, and surprisingly, it was free on the PS Now or PS Plus. I don't freaking know. Yeah, it was PS Plus, and I absolutely love this game. Like, I absolutely love it, and it still holds up today, even with its remastered. The remastered's really good, actually.
And at least you get the DLC in it.
Yeah, they're all free. So,
right.
Yeah, you get you get Maid Cat.
Right.
Right. But yeah, go play Gravity Rush. Cat's best girl.
Can't argue with that.
Right. Also, Raven is hot.
But anyway, just sort of transitioning us a little bit. Like we sort of mentioned, the week has been actually just like really, really slow.
Yeah,
slow. Even in news, like we even didn't really see anything much to talk about.
Yeah, well, aside for a few things.
Yeah, there's only like two things which I really saw, which was worth mentioning. Number one is simply Crisis Remastered.
Yay!
Mastered. Just like I still remember the game, at least like back in the day, it was always a it was one of those games which was actually like supposed to be graphically intensive and supposed to be like pushing your computer to the limits.
It's funny how they announced the Switch port. I'm just like, is it going to explode?
Well, hopefully not. I mean, the Switch. I mean, surprisingly, they have gotten some games to work on it to a good surprise, like The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
But then you have games like Ark Survival Evolved, which that game ran a bit of an oof. Oof, but yeah. But it's still, it should hopefully be able to run it. I mean, it's a game that came out a really good while ago. Me just trying to look it up now. It originally came out in 2007. 7, so it's been a good 13 years. Years approximately.
Right.
So I have yet to actually fully play the game, but it was kind of cool. I mean, especially like with the suit powers.
Right.
So yeah, that's at least number 1. And number 2, which ends up being more comedic for the news, it was Cooking Mama Cookstar.
Oh, oh boy! Where to begin with this game?
Yeah, it's just like one of those games that actually just came out suddenly by surprise, and then within a matter of hours, it was actually removed from the Nintendo eShop.
Oof.
There was actually a bunch of stories initially, at least a couple of stories, which was actually trying to explain why. Just particularly just the somebody actually made a post just like a bunch of problems for it. Particularly one which actually caught a lot of people's attention was a claim saying that they were actually using your game on your system to mine cryptocurrencies.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Though I actually watched a video from a guy named Matt McMuscles on YouTube where he actually examined it on a series What Happened. It was actually discovered, people looking through the game's ROM, that it was not that was not the case. Looking through it, there is no evidence of any kind of stuff which is used for cryptocurrencies like blockchains for it. Like they mentioned it on their site, actually, on the developer site for stuff like that. But supposedly, according to an anonymous developer, where a lot of this information came from, it was mostly just buzzwords they were trying to use, so companies might try to invest in them.
Right.
Invest in them. But it just became then the question, just like, so what actually happened to the game? At least as he sort of mentioned it, what ended up happening, basically, according to that developer, was simply the developers tried to publish the game without the publisher knowing about it.
Ooh.
It's just like the publishers try to hold off, try to tell them to hold off and like try to polish it up a bit. But they were like, "This is good," and tried to actually push it out. So now the game is now actually off the eShop. It's not sold, and seemingly there's going to be a legal battle.
Ooh, wow, that is a big yikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the game's fate is actually somewhat unknown. At best, we'll get it a bit later after hopefully the legal stuff dies down. At worst, we may never get the game again.
But that's honestly a big yikes.
Yeah, honestly, just hearing the story myself is just, how did you guys try to do that? Why would you try to do that?
Because.
Yeah. But geez, those stories were bad.
Yeah, but yeah. But yeah, we don't really have that much. Other than those, we don't have that much to talk about. So we're just gonna screw around, just for the heck of it.
Yeah, just a couple of just random topics which we came up with randomly.
Right. So first up, we have how much is too much simping.
Well, at least my answer for that one at least is kind of simple. Remember that story a couple weeks we had like a good while ago where a guy review bombed the Somnium Files because of how it treated its character Iris?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where it's gone too far.
Yeah, that when I think of this story, I go to that. I think of, wow. I think of freaking what do we call it?
What are you thinking about?
That incident.
Just this incident in general, like I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much just like the big side of it. A sign of it. At least if I want to get more general, too much simping is basically when that simping pretty much affects your life. Like affects your actual life, like if it's just like you're actually like, for example, like spending exorbitant amount of money just for it. Money just all for it, when it's just like you're spending so much, it's like it's basically ruining your life, for example. Oh, like that's definitely too far.
Alright. What
Simp.
about you? What about you,
Shut up, simp. Shut up, simp.
I mean, technically, let's say by definition, I am considered a simp. Because I pay $50 to a hentai virtual cam girl. So, technically, I'm a simp and I pay it monthly. But I always thought of simping, a good example is the one that you guys mentioned. But when it comes to simping, there's a lot of examples. I personally think the one where like you're physically with the person and you're doing like their laundry and shit, or filming their videos and taking photos of that shit, and then say you're not in a relationship with them. I think that's simping gone a little bit too far. For say, for example, that said person is in a relationship and you're still doing shit like that, or you're giving money to supply both her and the person you're with. I feel like that's gone a bit too far.
I see.
I think that's probably a bit too much simping. Another bit of too much simping is I don't remember the exact details, like who these people were, but I know what the situation was when it comes to too much simping. There's like this popular streamer on Twitch, and then her mods, obviously people have mods when they Twitch, especially when you're a huge streamer.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this mod that was super loyal to her, and nobody knew that this person was in a relationship. Personally, I think that's a good idea. The less people know about your personal life, the better. Just, present your persona. That's it. Now, if you want to shed some personal info with you and slowly reveal it, good for you. Do that. But she mentioned casually that she has a boyfriend, or has a husband, I think. I think it's either, but she's with someone. And then this moderator flipped the fuck out. Like, he simped for her constantly. Like, he was a mod, he donated, he was a top donation for, like, every single time he was there. And he blew a gasket, and then he literally DM'd her on Discord saying, "You fucking bitch, how dare you lie to me, how dare you keep this secret from me that you've been with someone, I've supported you for countless number of blah 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 years, how dare you, fuck you, you stupid cunt, there's more fish in the sea, I don't need your shit, I'm done." I'm just like, you've gone a little bit too far, bro.
Yeah, that is way too far.
Oh.
You've gone way too far.
God, this actually reminds me of that this story reminds me of like that whole Nico lol thing. You know about Nico, right?
Nicolo?
Yeah, people, the Oki Boomer TikTok.
Oh, right, her. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that story. I remember that story. It was just like, just basically like she became like a huge sensation,
Right.
and then it was just like she actually gained like a huge amount of actually followers for it.
Yeah.
And then she revealed that she was in a relationship.
And everybody lost their mind.
Simps.
Yeah.
Here's a good example of what a simp is. A perfect example of what simp parody is. It's actually made by one of my favorite YouTubers. His YouTube name is Penguin Zero, but everyone knows him by his gamer tag Critical. He made a music video called Obsession, where in this music video, it's an original song written by him and his best friend. and he stars in the video as the simp, the stalker. And basically, if you just watch it, it's pretty dark, but it's also pretty much parodies exactly how much simping is too much simping. In the video, there's a female streamer, he's the moderator, finds out that she's doing this and that, and it's funny. The story I just mentioned, he literally says, he reads the message of what this mod sent to that streamer in almost word for word paraphrase of it, and it's actually pretty funny and scary, and also kind of fucked up what this person sent. But yeah, this video pretty much highlights how much simping is too much simping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely just me summing it up. There's such a thing as going a little too far.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. I think that's basically all we have for the simping stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you fucking simps.
Shut up, simp.
Okay,
Yes.
Sim.
I am a simp. I am a simp, and I proudly admit that.
Yeah, all of us are simps. Alright. Anyways, next up we have the stupidest thing you've seen online, and my answer is obviously Reset Era. Anything from Reset Era.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, just like I see some stuff that gets written at least on the on Reset Era, and it's just like, what?
I feel when
like,
it comes to Reset Era, I'm at a point where it's just like, why do you people pay attention to this? I get it. You want to retweet it, share the cloud, and be like, oh look, Reset Era is being dumb. I'm like, so what? Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, it's
just
funny, but come on, everyone knows that Reset Era is a fucking lolcow at this point.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, though it's just like always for me, somewhat times that feeling that it's just like. You feel like at one point, it's like you've seen everything. You think you've actually sort of reached the bottom of the barrel of that kind of stuff. And yet somehow it feels like that barrel gets deeper sometimes.
Oh no, Reset Era is a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, get help. Like, you guys really need to get help. And I remember seeing that video, like Solid Snake having, like, Solid Snake's calling out Reset Era, like, hey, this is Solid Snake, and I have something to say. Why can't you people be normal?
No, I was not aware of such a video.
That is literally real.
Oh my goodness. That actually sounds hilarious. I've just never seen that ever myself.
I'm surprised no one's done a fucking thing where they've commissioned Xander Mobus to talk in his Joker voice to fucking send a calling card to Reset Era.
Please.
Also, please don't do that. That's just weird. Please don't get Xander involved in something so stupid.
But yeah. But at least for me, also just like stupid stuff I see online is basically a lot of stuff that happens in Council Wars. I'm not denying it. I used to actually be with people that actually were there. I'm actually somewhat glad I actually have stepped out from it, just because plain and simple Council Wars are stupid.
Plus, we all know PC is good. I'm kidding. I'm not a fucking PC master race douchebag.
But I've seen some really stupid / messed up stuff actually on it. Like I've sort of mentioned it to you guys at least, but I remember there was actually like one time actually like Cliff Bleszinski, the guy who basically made Gears of War and also unfortunately Lawbreakers. But basically he actually like went to a doctor like one Saturday, and they actually said apparently his dog was dying, and he was actually just like actually upset about that. Like he wrote like just came back from a doctor and apparently my dog's dying. How's your Saturday? And basically this one guy actually called him a drama queen.
That's fucked
for
up.
For it, and people I remember just like really went at him and just like, dude, not cool. Cool, not funny if it's a joke. Joke, which he's just like, which his response was basically like, so who cares about this? It's a freaking dog.
Those are fighting words.
Dogs, which is just like, jeez, dude, no.
John Wick is gonna come knocking down that door.
But yeah, that I mean, also I remember actually similarly same person. He actually actually sort of got a little threatening against actually the IGN chief of reviews actually, because they reviewed State of Decay 2 low.
I don't know what is that game.
Basically, it's sort of like it's sort of like a zombie survival game. Like you're basically like trying to manage a community of survivors in a zombie apocalypse.
Mhm.
But initially, when the game came out, especially the problem was that it was very buggy. Buggy. But basically, like he actually tried to actually say that IGN was being disingenuous because it's like I've seen a lot of people play this game and they did not have any of those bugs that you described.
Experiences may vary. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I sort of said. It's just like, just because you didn't see it doesn't mean other people didn't. I mean, I've had weird scenarios actually in that game. Like, I pretty much hit like a pebble, pretty much. Like, I hit basically like barely anything, and my car just flipped all of a sudden.
Wow.
But like seriously, it did a whole barrel roll. Barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Also, I had like one scenario like at the beginning of the game, like when I would actually get into the car to actually drive to your main area where you play the game. There was a weird scenario where like one guy, he was actually in a weird position where he kept switching between being right at the door and getting in and being actually like a couple feet away.
What?
Away from the car itself. Like just alternating between those two positions almost like every frame or so.
Oh my lord. Wow.
But yeah, but he seriously, this guy, he seriously actually started actually almost like threatening, like actually saying that he was actually gonna go to the IGN office to have a talk with him.
Okay.
Hey, just because apparently like IGN is headquartered in San Francisco, and he's also says he's in San Francisco.
Okay.
San Francisco, but it's just like, dude, what? Over a review score?
A review score that
really
doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, geez, what the hell? Oh yeah, I'd also like to point out comedically with this guy, just as a question, how valuable would you say like your username is? In a way. Like, are you really that bothered if people actually find out your username? Like, if you go on, like, if you're to give out your PSN account, like, just tell people your PSN account, right?
Right.
Well, this guy, he seriously just like he almost like guarded his Xbox gamer tag. Like, as I describe it, he probably guarded it about as well as somebody would guard their social security number.
Wow.
Like, seriously, like people would always ask him just, like, because he would say, I play these games, so people are just like, okay, well, give me your gamer tag. And gamer tags, it's like, so I can actually see you actually played the game.
Block.
Well, he didn't block them, he was just like, no, I don't play that game. I don't have a huge gamer score, and if I give it to you, you're just gonna try to find something else to use against me on it. Honestly. But he was willing to share pay stubs.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Seriously, he actually, like, when somebody actually tried to do it, like, he just said, like, dude, you're just, like, somebody tried to call him out for being, like, a coward at least. And he's just like, well, you know what? How about let's play a game I'll actually play? Show me your pay stub. It's like, what?
Wow.
Just like, I mean, frankly, at least for me, I would feel that priority is inverted. Why the hell would I want to show somebody my pay stub? a stub over my Xbox gamer tag. Egg, I don't get it.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
And it's again, I'd like to point out this all these 3 stories. This is the same person.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, there's another story which at least I had, which is just like, which I mentioned it before. Like, I seriously got blocked by somebody for answering a question about Nier correctly. I mentioned the story at least to both of you guys.
Right.
But basically, it was an argument. Like, he basically was trying to say that Nier Automata is just like overrated and all, which I tried to actually go against. But he tried, and especially he wanted me to prove that I had played it by asking me a question about it. Which specifically, the question was that what was the name of the main character in Nier, and what's his connection to the new girl? Which simply, the new girl, I assumed, was 2B.
They're
2B.
unrelated.
Well, yeah, but it's just like the name of the main character in Nier. Technically, you can name them whatever you want, but default name is Nier.
Right.
And Nier, and simply no connection to 2B. Apparently, he says that 2B is his daughter.
But like, she's an android.
Yeah. I mean, but he actually blocked me after that.
Wow!
That, like, seriously. I mean, then again, the same person pretty much also tried to claim that, that pretty much America's pretty much the only relevant things for video games.
You remember the video game crash? So I bet you never heard of the video game crash, Sunny Boy. Back in like, what, 1986?
83. 83.
The video crash of 83.
It probably wouldn't even lasted if it went to 86, to be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, if it was to 86, I wouldn't imagine us being here today.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's again just like some of his points were actually really dumb. I mean, he also claimed at least that Sega is pretty much an American company. Just because one of the original companies that was part of the merger in it was founded in Hawaii.
Wow.
Right, but the merger occurred in Japan, and also that company actually moved to Japan later on. So, I don't know. That sounds kind of Japanese to me.
Exactly.
But I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't get. But yeah. But honestly, just like, name anything Council Wars, and I could probably come up with something dumb that I've heard.
Alright. What's about you, Chaotic?
Surprisingly, it's the funniest and simplest, stupidest thing I've ever seen. Is Steve Harvey's face photoshopped onto everything.
What?
I used to follow this Tumblr account simply because of how fucking hilariously stupid it is. And every day they would edit Steve Harvey's face onto a random piece of media. And the dumbest thing I've ever seen is a perfectly edited Steve Harvey's face onto Joker from Persona 5.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
And they did this for everything. Like, they even went an extra mile where they edited him onto a World War II veteran photo back like from 1943. Completely like black and white. It literally looks like he served in the military back then. I'm just like, you people have like way too much time. And the reason why it's stupid because it's Steve Harvey photoshopped onto everything. He even photoshopped him onto a plane.
Well, I'll comedically say I applaud this good sir. Or ma'am.
Like, it's hard to, it's not really hard to put into words, but they just photoshopped Steve Harvey onto legitimately everything. Like, they did it onto a piece of fruit.
But
don't know why.
But definitely that's an impressive skill, especially if you
what
can
I
use
mean,
it.
everything, it's everything. Like, everything. Like, they photoshopped into a tip of a dick.
Oh my god. That's all I'll say is, again, like you said, they have a lot of times, but in a way, I have to applaud them.
Like, I'm just like it just. I remember back and I just opened it. Like, I wonder what's on Tumblr I can laugh at today because people are fucking stupid on Tumblr. Steve Harvey's face on a dick. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Well, then again,
I'm closing Twitter. I'm not Twitter, Tumblr. Twitter is stupid too, but.
But even at least Marie on Tumblr, I've seen like comedic Tumblr posts just before, which some of them are actually comedic. Like I mentioned this one just also again earlier to you guys. It's simply like somebody's just like one time my girlfriend sneezed and instead of saying bless you, I accidentally said shut the fuck up. Yeah,
but that's funny. That's not stupid.
It's still yeah, but then just like the response, just like, how do you accidentally say shut the fuck up?
Maybe they hate each other.
Well, that's a possibility, but I'm not going to question that. But yeah, it's still just, at least my opinion, just comedic, at least, and a little bit dumb when he's just like, you have to think, just like, wait, somebody actually said that. Like, how? But yeah.
Oh, so the thing I'm just going to say, speaking of like freaking Photoshop, the things I make are pretty stupid, but in a good way. Remember last time I showed you is Murdoch Nichols' face photoshopped into new Narukami?
Right, I remember that.
That one, that's still stuck in my mind.
It's beautiful.
Alright, I'm going to put this on screen, for everybody to see, but you know what I'm talking about.
But yeah,
it's the true wild card.
It's the true face of the wild card.
And the true Chad.
Yeah, you's got to step it up, man.
Yeah. Move out of the way.
He's gonna get left in the dust.
Murdoch Nichols from Gorillaz has it. All right.
Yeah, he's gonna get left in the dust there.
Anyways, next up we have games people like, but you don't see the appeal. Battle royales in general.
Well, for me at least, it's not that they don't appeal to me. I can occasionally play them a couple of times, maybe, but especially just like back in the day, where it's just like Fortnite was pretty much dominating everything to a point where like every game was trying to have some kind of battle royale mode.
Yeah, I played Fortnite on the Switch, and I just couldn't get into it. Like, I can see why people like it, but I just don't. But at the same time, I don't really see the appeal to that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I can enjoy it occasionally, but it's like not like I enjoy it that much.
Yeah, just.
So yeah.
What about you, Shin? What are some games that other people like, but you just don't see like the appeal?
Well, that's always a little bit hard, just because I kind of like a whole variety of games, so it's actually hard. Though at least if I could actually potentially just like invert the statement itself, just something I like, but a lot of people don't generally, would generally be actually like Muso style games. You know, the Warriors games.
Oh yeah,
games, Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Persona 5 Scramble.
Also, technically, Fate Extella, both games. Games like a lot of criticism, which I know comes into it. For a lot of people, is just that the game is just like repetitive and is basically just a button masher. Smasher, which, to be fair, there is a little bit of truth to it. Especially with how the game's handle. I mean, it's basically just like the kind of game where it's just like you basically swing your weapon and wow, you just like killed like 15 people in that one swing.
Yeah.
Swing and all that. But for me, at least for me, it's just like it's just fun.
Yeah, I actually beat Fire Emblem Warriors in like 3 days. Because the gameplay is honestly very addicting.
Yeah, like it's not like it's all it's not like all bad all
bad all bad in any way.
Yeah, like it's not just bad really, but it's wow, I lost track of what I was saying.
Yeah.
But my point is just that it's like sure it's sure it might be a little bit, but at least in my opinion, they've managed to actually make it like at least very entertaining. Just because it's all like really flashy and all that.
Yeah, it like I know there are people who don't but who don't like hear Fire Emblem Warriors, which I can kind of get, but like it's not really as bad as people think. Yeah, the story isn't great and the characters are pretty meh.
Well, at least especially the sort of new characters.
Yeah, the new
like Rowan and Liana.
Especially Rowan. Rowan, he can get pretty obnoxious.
Occasionally, admittedly, even I care just more about the original Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah.
But
I think another criticism is that that Fire Emblem Warriors focuses on like like Shadow Dragon, Awakening, and Fates, with a little sprinkle of Gaiden and what was Flynn's game again?
It was Binding Blade, I believe.
Binding Blade, right?
Yeah, but admittedly, it's again, I can sort of get that. I mean, even I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get a little bit more characters. Like, heck, I would take someone like Ike or even Roy, for example.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, I remembered their explanation for why they didn't do it. Was basically just their complaint, just like if we had it focusing pretty much all on the lords, we'd have way too many sword users.
Which so Smash.
Which admittedly that kind of does make sense. I mean, I can think of very few lords that actually use something that's not a sword, like Ephraim in Sacred Stones.
True that.
But at least my opinion, Warriors games are fun.
Yeah, and heck, there are a few Warriors games that sprinkle in some extra stuff rather than just button mashing, like Persona 5 Scramble. Oh.
Yeah, that one is definitely combined a lot more RPG to it.
Yeah, funnily enough, the reaction to like Persona 5 Scramble was rather mixed at the time. Back when I was at the Persona Super Live 2019.
Yeah, I remember just like people were complaining about that it's basically just like, it's gonna be a Warriors game.
Yeah, and yep. But then October came, and like, wow, I did not expect there to be more stuff, and everybody was like, okay, I take back everything I said. That I'm excited for Persona 5 Scramble.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, especially even I think after actually even the demo, I think some people also changed their tune a little bit more, just because it has some other elements which are just not fully Warriors games. Like again, it has a lot more RPG emphasis. emphasis in it. Like, I know a lot of Warriors games, they have RPG elements, but it's pretty light. Most of it's just like leveling up. Leveling
Yeah.
up so you can get a little stronger.
Yes. And by the way, when is P5S coming to the West?
Please.
Please.
But yeah. So that's pretty much what I say. What about you, Chaotic?
I have nothing to add to the topic. It's Battle Royale.
But anything you particularly want to add, at least to maybe
Nope,
just like
they're
the Battle
all.
Royale
I don't understand the appeal to it. I'll never get it. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay.
We do have some more random topics we sprinkled in, and so let me just find it. Okay. Old anime versus new anime.
That's a little bit of a tough one to ask for me, just because most of my anime experience technically was from the mid, sort of like from the mid 2000s. I think the oldest anime technically I ever watched is either the original Sorceress Step or Orphan, or Serial Experiments Lane. But definitely one thing which I could sort of comment on, which is sort of different between like old anime and new anime, definitely is sort of the style which they actually have for the looks of it.
Yeah.
It's really clear that like just sort of like newer animes have like a little bit more sort of I don't even know how to fully describe it, really. Just sort of cleanliness or smoothness with how it sort of looks.
Well, unless you're Pupo or Himegoto.
Yeah. But just especially for me, Pupa. But yeah, but it's even just like the whole. But yeah, but it's even just like it's just like you sort of look at an anime from like different eras, and it's just like you can sort of just feel how different it is, especially with just how it looks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, let's compare something like Evangelion, the original, to the rebuilds.
Yeah, even I could sort of just imagine that. And that one's even more jarring just because it's actually basically the same series.
Yeah, but like remake.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like you can just clearly tell it's from a different time.
Right. Chaotic, what about you?
I kind of prefer older anime than newer anime, mostly because I feel like they're running out of ideas, because at this point they're adapting like the 20th isekai anime. I'm like, really, guys? Really?
Right.
Yeah, that's
I'm sick and tired of stupid shit like that. It's just, I feel like they're not taking chances with looking at more underground stuff. People aren't taking risks like they used to. There isn't that much thrillers, there isn't that much horror, much suspense, nothing interesting. It's just like, really, guys? You guys are adapting a 20th isekai anime? Are you kidding me? Like, I get it. The only good thing that comes out of these things are the waifus. That's great and all, but like, really, guys?
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing the same guy get run over by a train, and he's transported into a magical world, and he's a shield hero, whatever the fuck he is.
Well, I remember even actually at a light novel competition that they they actually banned isekai stories.
Thank God. Keep it banned for the next 10 years, please.
Right.
As I remember, like, even people have commented on there being like too much isekai.
There's too much isekai. I'm sick and tired of it. It's just.
I think the best isekai is Konosuba.
Oh, Konosuba's fun.
Yeah, I would also say Shield Hero, but I would get called misogynistic for that.
By Reset Era.
Or any of those people.
I mean, at least even just like also for actually a sort of good isekai, at least in my opinion, would actually be like a Saga of Tanya the Evil.
That's probably the only good one.
Yeah, just because compared to other ones where some of them just like get to be sort of like a little haha funny. We have like a person from modern day Japan go to a fantasy world we don't know how they live. This one's actually like, no, literally you're there because you pissed off God.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember actually seeing like a video where somebody was like making his own expectations for Saga of Tiny the Evil, where it's just like, oh, okay, I know how this is gonna go. Let's wait for our character to be just like moe cute, and to get moe cute. We're just like, okay, we can do this, everybody. And it's just like the actual series. Nope. Nope. Plain and simple, Tanya is a little monster. So like the guy's just like, oh.
I see, but yeah.
But yeah.
As for me, I think I kind of prefer older anime, but I can go on and have my favorite when it comes to like newer anime, like obviously Persona 5 the animation, no, not Persona 5 the animation. Oh god.
Persona 4. Persona
Yes.
4 you meant?
Yes, I meant Persona 4. God, Persona 5 the animation. It's not bad, but just mediocre.
It has no charm. No
Yeah, like
charm at all.
even I remember it's just like I just saw at least like mostly just like joke clips for Persona 4's animation, and those ones actually just get comedic, especially with just how deadpan you is a lot of times.
Yeah, but like in Persona 5, there really isn't that much other than, I don't know, let's just make Ren just blank, like a blank slate. I mean, he kind of is in the original game, but yeah, just all the personality he has over to the Proof of Justice OVA. and that OVA is actually really, really good. Probably the saving grace. Like the biggest saving grace of Persona 5 the animation. And by the way, watch the Proof of Justice OVA.
Or just watch the Persona 4 anime.
Yeah. Or probably just play the games.
That's true.
Yeah, just especially just like you just being joking, like when Teddy, it's just like I remember just like when you sticks his hand in a TV and Teddy bites him. It's like, whoa, those are bite marks. Are you okay? I might be dying.
No, you're not. Funnily enough, like in the game, it's I think I might cry. But in the English dub, he just makes him. It's just changed to I might be dying, which I found it very hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, even like I remember just like the first time Yosuke needs to like use the bathroom in the TV world, and he's just gonna go like right there. It's just like, Narukami, would you please talk him out of it? Huh? Why would I do that?
Huh? But yeah, wow, we just suddenly talked about like old anime versus new anime to Persona anime.
Extremely
off topic.
I'm sorry.
But still, well, it's again we just like the stuff in it.
Right. But anyways, I also really enjoyed Mob Psycho 100. Right, both seasons. The pretty serious, mostly pre-Pada. And also Vocaloid anime. I get some charm out of that.
And at least for me, just like again, I sort of like a little bit of a mix of old and new, just depending really on what it is. But it's just like, for example, like the old anime, like I mentioned, Serial Experiments Lane, that is just a trip and a half on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, and because, geez, everything that happens in there is nuts. But then you have like for me at least, some of the newer stuff, like Gurren Lagann, for example. And Code Geass, and also Haruhi Suzumiya. I mean, heck, Haruhi for me was somewhat important because that's sort of what got me a little bit more into anime.
Yeah, or most of my favorites came from like Tsunami, like Samurai 7. It is a very underrated anime that's very overshadowed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've heard.
Not
I've
not
heard
a lot of not a lot of people talk about it, but I already have like the full collection of it ever since it finished airing, and going back to it, it brings back a lot of my childhood. Come on.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Samurai 7 myself.
Yeah.
I mean, especially as I even recall, it's supposed to be based off of the classic film Seven Samurai.
Oh yeah.
I actually have that movie. I just never watched it.
Well, you should probably watch it. It's good.
the old 1954 movie.
Yes.
I see. Got it.
You should also watch Samurai 7. It's good stuff.
All right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. Next up, games we can play repeatedly and not get bored. Easily Persona 4 Golden, or any Persona game in general.
Well, I mean, they have the replayable elements to it.
Yeah.
To it, I mean, especially just like trying to complete social links, or even just like trying to romance different characters, or be a bastard or romance multiple characters.
The New Game Plus is a bit of a weird. It can take forever, if I'm being honest, especially with the Persona 5 and now with Royal. And also, leveling up your social stats can be a huge pain.
Right. I mean, I'm experiencing that at least in Persona 5 Royal, and this is only my first time through that one.
Yeah.
But at least for me, games which I could play repeatedly, I'm not entirely sure. I honestly don't play too many games like over and over again entirely, but at least one which I can mention, which I have, is actually Resident Evil 4. I've beaten that game probably like at least like 4 or 5 times. And times, and I pretty much always enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Just plain simple. It was my first Resident Evil game, and I don't know. It was just really fun to just play it. I mean, especially after you clear it, you start getting like different modes, and also you get like the different costumes.
Yeah, one of them is like this one Ada. This one thing. You play through the whole game, but from Ada's point of view. Yeah. You unlock like newer outfits, and one of them for Ashley, she's wearing a knight. She did a knight outfit.
Right.
And this makes escort missions a heck of a lot more easier. So I don't have to deal with her screaming, "Leon, help!" and trying every 5 seconds.
And then we even had mentions just like occasionally just like some of Leon's quips can be almost comedic. Like no thanks, bro.
And also, so her right hand comes off.
Yeah.
So now that you think about it, I've replayed a lot of Resident Evil 2 lately.
So I guess that's one of your games that you can replay over and over again.
Right. Okay, what about you, Chaotic?
That's a tie between God Eater and any God Eater in Persona 2.
Definitely I can sort of see like where you go with that for a God Eater. Especially just like you can always have those missions, just like different missions. I mean, I think even God Eater 3, if I'm right, sort of had more live service, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can actually still get like various missions even after you've cleared the game.
Right on.
And plus, on top of that, at least, especially you can also have some more variation, just like different ways of customizing your God arc.
Right. I still need to finish God Eater.
Do it. Do it, and I need to play more of 2.
I will, darn it.
Yeah.
Alright. What's next in our... What's next? What anime solidified your overall interest in anime? Naruto. I'm being basic here. Naruto.
Well, at least for me, it was sort of Haruhi Suzumiya, like I said.
Yeah. Though technically it was like... Naruto was my first anime I saw, or I don't know, it was a Pokemon. I don't know, but like, it wasn't until like 2011-ish when I came across this show called Sayonara Tsutsubou Sensei. And mostly because Miku was in, like, Hatsune Miku was in one episode. And that's the episode that I watched, like, over and over and over again.
Nice.
But yeah, Sayonara Tsutsubou Sensei was technically the one that solidified it, but it was Naruto that was the... Rewatching Naruto in like 2012 was the nail in the coffin. And for me. And I was like, okay, time to watch anime. And now I'm a huge anime fan, and keep in mind, and even I decided to like teach myself Japanese. No 4th grader would ever teach a language this hard.
Weeb.
Yeah, I was a weeb at age 10. That is a rare thing you've seen.
Yeah, but it's just like, even for me at least, like me mentioning Haruhi at least, it's just like I remember at least like when I was little, I had no real concept of difference between stuff which was basically anime, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. Like, I just lumped it all together under just cartoons. But then it's just like pretty much Haruhi comes along and it's definitely just a lot different. Especially just because at least it has a little bit more maturity, so to speak. Maturity, just like, especially just like with Mikuru. Because boobs.
Yep.
I mean, then again, it's more comedically embarrassing when you have to consider I got introduced to Haruhi through YouTube poops. Like there was just like this one YouTube guy who made YouTube poops using Haruhi Suzumiya. Yeah, it's just eventually I got interested enough to try to check out what the series is, and I enjoyed it.
Right. Okay, what about you, Chaotic?
2 things come to mind: Ghost in a Shell, and believe it or not, Girls Bravo.
Oh my god, Girls Bravo!
Yeah. Girls Bravo.
Nice.
I mean, I was already technically into anime, kind of like by like early middle school, because I've already watched Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell pretty much solidified what I like in an anime: cyberpunk, crime thriller in general, suspense, the cyberpunk genre in general, short-haired waifus, purple-haired waifus. So it pretty much solidified everything. And then by the time Girls Bravo hit, that kind of solidified just the simping.
Right. I mean, I haven't even seen the series. I've only seen like little snippets, but it's just like, that sounds very accurate.
It's the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
The Girls Bravo is so fucking stupid. And it's funny, I remember back in the day I enjoyed it because I watched this like in freshman year of high school. I'm like, yeah, fucking, I want to be a Chad. I'm gonna get all the big titty bitches. Now that I'm like 22, not 22, 24, I'm just like, this is stupid, but I still enjoy it, but it's stupid.
Well, hey, sometimes we could all use some little
Like,
stupidity
if
in our
I
lives,
knew
you know?
about Kempha back then, because I know it came out in 2009, I would have enjoyed it even more than I do now. But when I watched Kempha for the first time, and just knowing that it got a dub, I'm like, and reading the synopsis, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. I'm gonna watch it.
You can thank yours truly for that.
It's just, the funny thing is, I remember seeing it, Kempha got a dub. I'm like, okay. And then the thumbnail for the article was this cute, short-haired blue girl. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. Let me read it. I'm like, what could go wrong? I remember reading the first 2 paragraphs, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I read it to its conclusion of what the synopsis is. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I have ever read. I need to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I know that feeling. I mean, I know that feeling myself. I mean, there's even just like stuff which is just like I check it out. Even like I say, I just sort of check it out just because of how stupid it's just because of how stupid it sounds. Sounds like just like not anime at least, but there's also like actually this one game which I have to play more called Tulip. Basically, you have to work up your courage in order to confess to this girl who you end up falling in love with in your town. How do you do that? Kiss everybody else in town.
What? what in the world kind of synopsis is that?
Hey, don't look at me. I didn't make the game. I just tell how the game is. I'm actually looking up my... I'm actually looking at myself. Oh my god, this game at least only has like the company who made it only has like 2 games, and one of them is actually one of the rarest games on the PS2, Rule of Rose.
Dang.
Jeez, which I have to say, knowing both games, that's a bit of a shock to the system. You have a game like Tulip, like I just described, right next to Rule of Rose. Which is like this is basically like survival horror. That's a bit of a jump. I'm just trying to think, just like even for myself, just like sort of stupid anime. Well, in a way, you could sort of consider Haruhi Suzumiya to be a little stupid, since you basically have like the main heroine being basically a god-like entity. What does it mean exactly for a god-like entity? Depends on who you ask. Because everybody, almost like all your characters, like interpreted in different ways based on their organization. I'm trying to even just look up just like other series, which is just like maybe just stupid. Oh, right, Keijo.
Oh gosh, Keijo.
Keijo, like seriously.
No, that's woke. That's not stupid. That's woke. Only the most highest of individuals can accept its true knowledge, its true beauty, its true peak. You're telling me that's not freaking amazing to see chicks fight with their boobs and their butts? It's like JoJo but sexy.
Yep, that sounds about right. Also, even at least I still need to continue the series more, but also just like Date Alive is, at least its initial concept is kind of stupid. It's stupid just because you have a whole bunch of spirits and our main character can actually quell their abilities by kissing them.
Oh my lordy.
Though at least, yeah, but I mean, I watched the first season and I actually really enjoyed it. I need to continue on with that. Yeah.
Alright, we'll try 2 more topics and then we'll wrap it up. How much of a weeb babe are you?
Yes.
I am yes.
Yeah, just admittedly, a lot of my favorite media, it does immediately come from Japan. Though it's just simply, I don't feel like I'm that much of it, just because, just like, especially just like, I don't know Japanese really. Like, I know like a couple of words and also some ideas for it as well. But I can't speak Japanese. I need subtitles. Subtitles if you're gonna speak to me in Japanese.
Yeah. For me, I am pretty much... I've been a huge anime fan ever since 2012. It was 2011. So that's almost 9 years ago. So I think I qualify as one. So I still also... So then again, I watch most of my animes dubbed.
I just watch whatever I can. Whatever I can find.
Same here. And what about you? Okay.
How much of a weeb I am?
Yes.
Does it count describing a story of how you were in high school compared to how you are now?
If it helps your case.
Well, I've always been a very quiet person, very private, reserved. I don't really talk much, even in real life. But I remember, end of middle school and beginning of high school was like when I really started being influenced by anime by a lot. And to this day, I completely regret it. But in high school, which is what you would call, I had a Chinibyo effect.
I see.
And basically, I thought, and this doesn't help too, that I started my freshman year in 2009. That's literally a year after Persona 4 came out. So, and I used to watch, at that point I watched edgy anime and harem anime. Most of the protagonists were quiet, they didn't do shit. So I thought, I'm gonna get all the friends and all the girls by being the silent protagonist archetype in real life. Guess how that went?
How did that go?
Terrible. Everyone thought I was a freak. I mean, the thing is, luckily nobody in high school bullied me. It was mostly middle school. Everyone just knew me. Everyone knew me. They talked to me out of respect and stuff like that. They knew me on a basic level. But they knew something was wrong with me because, hey, he's kind of weird because, I would do the kanji thing where he wears his jacket, on his shoulders and not on his sleeves. I would do that for, literally 2 years of high school. I had very emo-ish long hair. I still do, but not as edgy as it was back then. I look like a fucking... I look like a scene kid. That's what it basically looked like. But I remember this freshman girl. I don't know if she was flirting with me or anything, but she talked to me, and I remember she would say all these things, and I would not respond to her at all. She'd just be like, "Oh, I'm new here. I just came here," and I would just be just stare blankly into the void, into her eyes. And I used to have funny meme pins on my backpack, and one of them was "This is my first time," and she's like, "Oh, what does that pin mean?" I'm just like, "Yes." I just said yes.
Well, that's definitely one way of doing that, I guess.
And I remember how you answer your questions in Persona, in the Persona games.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how in Persona 5, you know how Joker goes yes, and he kind of does a small little victory pose.
Right.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I mean,
something so fucking stupid. Okay. You know how in Final Fantasy, especially modern Final Fantasy, you know how they wear a lot of belts?
Oh yeah.
I wore 2 belts, and I slouched my suspenders.
Well,
so not only did I look more emo and gothy, I look like a fucking weeb. I look like a knockoff imitation of Vincent Valentine.
Well, hey, Vincent's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy, but I'm not Vincent Valentine, that's the thing. I was just a giant weeb. Luckily I wasn't a weeb to the point where I was the type of dude who would hang the UMD case on as a necklace. Imagine me being such a weeb where I would hang the Persona 2 Innocent Sin UMD disc as a necklace.
Did people do that?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at Chris Chan. He wears a Sonichu medallion. I could be the Persona 2 Chan and wear a Persona 2 disc as a medallion.
Dear
or
Lord.
Better yet, if you want to make an SMT elitist, just put Nocturne on it.
Right.
Or Strange Journey.
A Strange Journey. Or better yet, try to find a weird copy of SMT If and put it on your chest.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that's how much of a weeb I was. Now, I'm just a closet weeb. I'll still wear something anime related or stuff like that, but I won't act anime. That's the thing.
I mean, I'm more open about it at least sort of now a little bit, but even then I'm not I don't fully mention it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Unless it just sort of like comes up or anything. Like people know that I do that stuff, but it's not like I sort of drag it into their face, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm a weeb. That's it.
Okay.
And then probably
Alright.
just like the last one, at least simply for me, my idea. You want my idea?
Sure.
Stupidest impulse buy.
You start chaotic.
I have a lot of war stories.
Well, at least at least if you want my at least semi-stupid impulse buy, actually was God Eater Burst on the PSP. It's only stupid in the reason why I chose to got it.
Isn't it just a bullet editor?
Chose to got it? What kind of English am I speaking? but yeah. Yeah, that was actually just mainly the reason why was because of actually the bullet editing system. Like I heard about the game actually before, like I saw it actually like GameSpot reviewed it, but I didn't pay too much mind to it. Especially I think at that time when they actually reviewed it, I didn't own a PSP. But it's just eventually just like one day I'm just sitting at a computer and I happened to look up God Eater, and I actually found their wiki, and they actually had like one section where they actually on the wiki where they showed off like some bullet recipes for it, and I just saw them and I just thought like, oh my god, this actually looks really cool. I want to get this. And then eventually I did. And it was awesome.
Mine is weird.
Yeah.
So, granted, I didn't pay too much because it wasn't too much. But I ended up buying Operation Raccoon City.
Oh.
A while back. This was like 2014 or some shit.
Like, was it when the game came out?
No, the game came out like in 2012 or some crap.
Ah, dang it! I didn't type that incorrect.
I think.
Me looking it up. You're right. March 2012.
Yeah, so I bought it 2 years later. It was at a GameStop for $4. And I'm like, at that point, I was really bored. Like, I completed everything I needed to complete in all the games that came out at that time frame. And I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, alright, how bad can it be? How bad can it be? I didn't have money on it. I didn't have money on me. And my mom's like, do you want $5? I'm like, sure, I guess. I used those $5 to buy Operation Raccoon City. And granted, the game's whatever. It's pretty bad, but it's not like big rigs.
Like like Operation or Umbrella Corps. At least.
Oh no, dude, trust me. Operation Raccoon City is a masterpiece compared to what the fuck Umbrella Corps is. Like, dude, Operation Raccoon City is like The Last of Us compared to that crap. But like, the reason why it's a stupid impulse buy is because one, when I played it, and then the fact that I know that you could also become a zombo when you die, I actually kind of enjoyed that part. And I feel like an idiot for buying it.
I didn't actually know that was a feature for the game.
Yeah, it's a feature where if you die, you become a zombo, and then you can briefly control the character while you're a zombo to try to kill off your other team, but you die like in 2 hits. Because like the dedicated melee button is so fucking overpowered, you can literally one-shot almost every enemy with the fucking melee.
Oh my goodness.
So you would just spam, like, I think it's L1 or L2. You just spam that, and you move on. And I'm just like, this is kind of fun, but like, I feel stupid for wasting. I could have bought like a smoothie for that. I could have bought a smoothie and fries for that much.
I mean, honestly, that zombie system just sounds cool. It kind of reminds me of actually the game Zombie, like, you know, like they call it where they on Wii U as Zombie U.
Yeah. Also,
It-
Outbreak had it, but you had to be online in order to do it.
I
Resident Evil
see.
Outbreak, where it's basically just classic Resident Evil, but you're playing it online. If you die, because everyone in that game is infected, so they're not infected like physically, but they have the infection inside of them.
Right.
And if you get on critical health, the infection level rises, and if you die, like through infection, you come back as a zombie, and you can control the character and hinder your ex co-op partner's progress.
Oh my goodness, that sounds kind of comedically dickish.
It's dickish, and the sad part is they're great games, but Resident Evil Outbreak is one of those games where it was too ahead of its time.
Right.
I
It
see.
came out too ahead of its time. Like nobody technically, let's be honest, and from reports, nobody really played the PS2 online.
Yeah.
I feel like if Outbreak came out like in the PS3 era, especially like in 2007 or 2008, it would be a mega hit. But like, it came. I mean, Outbreak wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was a good game. It's just playing it by yourself sucked ass because the AI is like fucking brain dead.
I mean, I've heard that's almost similar complaints to what I've heard, at least for Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, the AI is brain dead. Like I remember like if you asked for ammo, I remember the Sheva, the AI controller, gave me sniper ammo. I'm like, that's not what I meant by ammo. I've never used a sniper except for like 2 specific enemies and like co-op. But like, really, I'm like, I want ammo. Like, the funny thing is, I need an egg. I'm like, I don't have an egg. What do you want an egg for? Oh, like they would ask you for ammo, and it's on ammo, and you're low on ammo too. It's like, can you make up your mind?
Hey, you can make an omelet.
True,
Okay.
but yeah, that's my stupid impulse buy.
Right. And as for me, I'm going to make this quick as possible. But
Alright.
I don't really. I have a lot of stupid impulse buys, but I'll just pick one example out of the thousands I've had.
Y2K.
That's maybe, but here's what I would say. So Project Diva, you know about the Project Diva games. It features Hatsune Miku and those vocaloids, all that.
Mhm.
Well, Project Diva X just released in the States, and one of the outfits caught my attention, and it's the Persona 4 dancing outfits. The Persona 4 dancing outfit. And I found out that Miku was DLC in the dancing games. So I decided, you know what? How about I don't know. I decided, well, I'm just gonna get this game for Miku because I love Miku. So I went to my local GameStop and got a $10 PSN card in Persona 4 Dancing All Night, as well as Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And I popped P4D on my Vita, and I started playing it, and I had so much fun with this game. Like, it was so much fun. It's actually my introduction to Persona and SMT in general.
Weirdest introduction ever.
Yes. But like,
Who would have thought a dancing spin-off could lead to other spin-offs involving Satan and fighting against angels and shit.
Right.
yeah. But I really love the characters. Naoto, I felt, and I instantly fell in love with Naoto the second she showed up. And but oh, same with the other characters with Naoto in general. But
Nice.
yeah, I also spent like $10 on the freaking Miku. Also Risei's DLC song.
But yeah, that's fun.
They're all catchy. The songs in P4D was so catchy, and that's what got me into like the series. I got Persona 4 Golden, and fun fact, this was like all of this was before my 15th birthday, so September 5th. Yes, I remember the date.
Nice.
It was back in 2016, so. And funnily enough, it was around the time Persona 5 was coming out in Japan, and so I got it into the hype train very early.
Nice.
Those days. I remember those days.
Play a real Shin Megumi Tensei game.
I still need to get Nocturne on my PS3.
On your backwards compatibility download.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Sorry if this wasn't. We didn't have much topics to talk about. It was just us screwing around with different ideas and stuff.
Right. It's
And
again, we sort of unfortunately mentioned that it's just like this week has been sort of slow.
yeah, especially with this whole pandemic.
Right.
But hey, it was fun talking about random junk.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Craig did not die on us.
Oh,
Don't
right.
jinx it.
Yeah, hurry up before it does die.
Right. But yeah, thanks you guys for watching. Follow us at Konoodle2D.
Shitsalu.
Chaotic Sphere 27.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time if it's possible, and if not, stay tuned. Stand gorillas.
No, you.
I'm already a gorilla stan.
No.
you need to get even. You must become even more.
Simp the science team, you fucks.
Alright, take care of my fellow eggplants.